Katarina Key. We are at the Tactical Games National Championships. It's been a fun season. I've competed this year at Sawmill, Meridian Sawmill. I've competed I think at 4 or 5 different tactical games, and then I won in Iowa a few weeks ago. I've done one sniper challenge. Now we are here. One day I posted a video of me doing a pegboard with a weight, like a plate carrier on. Ro has been one of my friends for a really long time, the videographer guy for Tactical Games. He used to work for Lynx. Anyways, I was wearing one of their plate carriers doing this, and he was like, hey, so I found this new sport I think you might like. Tactical Games just so happened to have a competition in Atlanta where I was located at the time. And then he was like, you have the guns, you have like the knowledge of shooting, I'll just help you get the gear. And I showed up. None of my gear fit really well, but we went with it, and I've pretty much been hooked ever since. I don't want to say like super humble, but if anything I've learned from competitive sports, if you try to like brush it off and be too humble, you always sell yourself short. You never push yourself hard enough. I love this sport, and I do want to see how far I can go. I would love to win. Trust me, I would love to win. I think my shooting has to get up to par to everything else. It's come a really long way, but I definitely want to finish on the podium or like be close. Definitely multiple times a week, I get Instagram messages from CrossFitters that know how to shoot, but they don't know how to get involved, or they want to get involved, or they have questions about it. On Instagram or on some kind of form of social media, I talk to people that are in the CrossFit world that are trying to get into this probably every day.
So it's been a fun year being able to compete. Watching my wife compete is another exciting experience of this, but it's just been a second full-time job for me. Being able to get off of work, come home, put in 2 to 3 hours of training in the gym, and then on the weekends, shooting a couple days there and trying to get dry firing when I can. But it's been a blast. Just being able to see my friends at these competitions is just the icing on the cake. Super emotional watching my wife compete. It's probably one of the most bittersweet things seeing her compete. I get emotional, and then I get frustrated, and then I get happy, and it's just a big twist of emotions, and I actually get more nervous watching her compete than competing myself. And it's just been awesome seeing her shooting journey. Now we'll go to the range, and she will outshoot me in some of the stuff we do. And it's crazy just to see how she's been doing this for 2 years. So for somebody just get into the sport, whether they are really fit and don't have a firearms background, I strongly recommend seeking training on the firearms side. So go to the Tactical Athlete Camp. We have one next year in 2023, or go to a local range and seek help from one of the instructors there and work on that part, because the biggest thing is being safe. If you are a shooter, a competition shooter or a pro shooter, and you're really good at weapon handling, but your physical fitness isn't to where it needs to be, I would really focus on the physical fitness side. And whether you go to a CrossFit gym or whether you do a programming, but that's very important, is to make sure that you can be well balanced. It's not geared towards a specialist, so you really have to be able to do both. So the Tactical Games has a camp called the Tactical Athlete Camp. It's a 3-day camp, and it's geared for new or even intermediate athletes that want to compete in the Tactical Games. We had one last year, and we had a good mix of athletes that have competed in elite, some that have done a couple intermediate, and then some that have never competed at all. And this year I have seen more than 10 of them podium in their division. It's been an awesome experience, kind of emotional because some of them I'm friends with now and I get to train with them. And it's been awesome to see them progress in whether it's the shooting side or the physical fitness side. And it's a 3-day camp. Half of the day is shooting, half the day is fitness. Whether you're learning from a CrossFit Games athlete or you're learning from a shooter, you're gonna learn something that weekend. And I strongly recommend coming out and attending the camp. Yeah, so in San Antonio, we run a Tactical Games skirmish. It's a 1-day event. It's typically 3 to 4 stages. You're gonna have either a heavy stage, capacity stage, shooting stage, or maybe just a physical stage only. We kind of switch it up, but it's a 1-day event to kind of get the feel for a Tactical Games. If you're kind of scared or not really sure about a 2-day event, come to a skirmish. It's the best way to kind of get the feel for a Tactical Games regional. It's awesome to see my friends again. It's always a good time coming here, and you get to see friends from all over the US.